people like you, Marc, who have an absolute passion for it. You absolutely believe in it, and you must get it out there. What is it that drives you to drive orchestras, to build audiences, to give them classical music?
That's a very difficult question. I mean, obviously, passion is the overriding word here. I mean, I can't conceive of a greater art form. And I mean, you can see I'm really big into the visual arts. But for me, music is the greatest of the arts. It expresses the inexpressible, yada, yada, yada. I mean, you know, I can put all these platitudes here, but there's something about classical music for me that is extraordinarily profound, and it moves me deeply in a way that words can't really describe. And once again, I mentioned let competition result from our results. Well, the only way I can say to show the glory of the Beethoven Symphony is to do one, isn't it? Is to say, well, this is the way I think it should go, and hopefully my passion for what I'm doing rubs off on the audience. Look, having said that, though, orchestras, and not just the Wellington Orchestra, but every orchestra, certainly including them, so is the generous recipient of public funding. Public and private funding, and they're there to serve the community, not the other way around. Sometimes I wonder about that from certain quarters. So if you follow on from this way of thinking that we're the recipient of public funding and we're there to serve the community, it makes sense that we don't just serve a narrow 3 to 5% of the people that want to hear Schnittke or something like that, make that 0.5% of the public. Rather, try to find a way of engaging the public to the joys of orchestral music, be it classical, popular, family, or cross-disciplinary programs.
I suppose in New Zealand we still have people, especially in difficult economic times, say, well, we can do without orchestras, we can do without classical music. I mean, that's one of the frills we don't need. What's your response?
Well, I mean, this is a real worry. I mean, this is the recession is biting deeply, and we've certainly seen it in the box office in Wellington, and I've seen it in other places as well. There have been figures that say that, in fact, in hard times, people do go to the arts because it's a way of nourishing the soul. I hope that's true. I mean, the best we can do is just to keep our relevance up to the community, to really reach out there. I mean, for me, sorry, forgive me, it's a quality of life issue. Having an orchestra in a community is analogous to the park system, you know, or the museum, the art galleries. These are resources that are representative of our culture and really reach out to the public, increasing our quality of life. So, yes, in good times and bads, I think we are needed. But because we're such an expensive art form, of course there's a worry. And my program for next year in Wellington the slant is slightly different than it has been in previous years, because we need to learn from what's gone on before, and also be cautious in these times.
Well, obviously you're making your life as a conductor, but not just in New Zealand, Marc, because you're working in Australia and sometimes in the US as well.
That's correct.
What sort of work are you doing there?
Well, conducting orchestras, Terry. That's when I'm a conductor.
But your success in New Zealand has given you these jobs beyond these shores.
Absolutely. It's been fantastic. I mean, New Zealand's been really wonderful to me. The fact that I'm in my second music directorship now, and I've been able to try lots of concepts and learn lots of things. I mean, for instance, in Christchurch, during my 6 years there, I had 3 CEOs and 2 completely different boards. And you know, now I'm on to, and I have a wonderful CEO in Christine Pierce, and a wonderful board at the Vector Wellington Orchestra. One can't help but learn from, in terms of human dynamics, relationships. Also, working in Christchurch, working in Wellington as music director, working in Auckland as associate conductor, being very close to the New Zealand Symphony and also orchestras in Australia, getting a sense of how these orchestras in various areas reach out and make themselves relevant to their community.
Looking back over your career, which has been very successful so far,
Yes.
this is one of those questions that's almost impossible to answer. Is there one moment that stands out as the greatest moment, one of the greatest moments, where you got the biggest buzz, where you said, yes, that's exactly what I wanted from this piece of music or this concert?
Wow, that's a hard question. That's a really difficult question. One concert, I mean, I suppose the first thing that popped into my mind was in 1999, I was conducting